Oh, welcome, ladies, gentlemen, demons, angels, cabbage life. I mean, every possible thing in between. All the silliness, all the stupidity, all the dumb people, all the intelligent people, all the people in between. I'm about to shit on this game immensely. Played this game before. The profile. No, sorry, on this profile about a long time ago. My apologies. It's an interactive story. Your choices form one of many perspectives. No single path holds any answers. Well, I'm going to stop that there. Shit. Right, so I'll stop that there. I'm going to get into this real quick. First bug I have with this game, and this is after... So I've already completed the game. I did it once a long time ago. And the whole reason I didn't play it again at that time was because I was like, hold on, I've just completed the game. But there are no checkpoints. When I say checkpoints, if I was involved in this story as I could be, if it was a really good story, a really involving, intriguing, character developing, I can shit on this game a lot. But let me just put it like this, okay? To have to play that from the beginning, it's very drawn out. It's very so my very first playthrough I ever played on this, I remember, because of how the game is, because of how it's developed in the sense of it's very hard to trust anyone to begin with. Very fucking hard. Because not only do they not really establish the character to begin with, and I say establish the character, they establish her. So you'll see for yourself. But what I'm getting at is it's kind of very hard to grow attached to anything. So in the beginning, when I replay this game, it's going to be so kind of droll and I've done this, and it's kind of drawn out, and it's it's a slog. And when I played first time round a long time ago, I remember it like it was yesterday, in the sense of I never chose anything. I never spoke, because it's not only were there not options that I wanted to say, but there are also times when I'm thinking, hold on a second, this doesn't make any sense. It's kind of throws you in the deep end, but not in the way that you can kind of establish anything. There's no real... I mean, if anyone's played this game, or if anyone has intentions of playing this game, you'll know. It's just... it's a dumb way of telling a story. This whole interactive thing, it's just... There are points in the game where you want it to be fleshed out, you want to know more. But there's also points in the game where it's so slow, it's kind of right, okay, well, you want to know what happens next, but it's so mundanely drawn out that it just doesn't feel authentic, or the whole interactive thing just goes out the window, because it's especially when you don't want to say anything, or you don't really want to look around, you want to look around, but you want to look at certain things and not specific things. It's telling you to look at one of two things, and then the little fucking icon comes up with the controller, and it's that just breaks your immersion, if you even had any to begin with. I'll warn you now, throughout the game and throughout what's going on, I'm going to be commentating. I'm going to be commentating. I'm going to be vocalising my opinion and what I fucking think, because there's so many things in this game that I look at it and I'm like... Right, another gripe straight away. This whole touchpad interacting thing is dumb as fuck. It's so sensitive that it's just you have to really move your thumb off. Use your thumb, because it's the best way of doing it, but it's just so kind of... Unless it's simple like that, a straightforward boom, and you're done. It's like opening fucking drawers and just doing simple things. It's just you kind of feel like you want to just be a dick. Not be a dick so much as just it just makes you think, I have to do this. I'm having to fucking do it in such a way that it's not straightforward. It just feels like it just takes you out of the game itself and what's happening.
Okay, are you ready? Mummy and I met many, many years ago in a place called Delphi House. She was a nurse, I was a doctor. At night, we'd tell each other stories.
Yeah, another thing straight away. Yeah, another thing.
She'd tell me about the future.
So, apparently, from what I'm understanding from straight away from what it said, those first 3 things it said, is that you have to play this game over, not even like play the game, because from my understanding of what I learned as well is that, ignore this fucking guy, just listen to me, right? You can fail as such, because a lot of the, and I'm looking at trophies, yeah, but the trophies require you to finish, and if you get to a certain point in the game, say you're really far in the game, and you sort of fail to the extent that you do not, quote unquote, finish, then you don't so much learn anything. Yeah, sure, you're learning something, but you're so sort of peeved and pissed off at the fact that you've not managed to, you know, it's like it feels like the game just makes you want to play. The game is forcing you to play over and over and over and over and over, and basically familiarising yourself so much with the game that it becomes your life almost. I mean, it's silly. Like this part, for example, I realised when I did it straight away. I was like, "Whoom!" You can probably flip it a little bit, look at it, and then choose something else before you actually choose it. Like, you can see a little bit. Like, I didn't realise about that. So maybe that's something you've got to do, which luckily is in the beginning, so you can try and figure it out and blah blah. But if you fuck up or do something you don't want to do, or whatever the situation, you have to start the whole fucking game again. The fuck? No checkpoints. Like, you could have massive checkpoints. I'm not talking like checkpoint after every fucking thing that's said or every episode, every incident that happens, but I'm talking about like checkpoints of like, this part does this part is this next part is this, like an actual checkpoint. I mean, did they even think this fucking game through at all before they did it? They're just so heavy on the interactive and telling their story as a fucking story, if you can call it a story. It's so, and like when they at a certain point in it as well, where, I mean, this as well is like, is this an 18 game? I looked at it and I thought to myself, come on, there's no warnings or anything like this. Like, I'm not a fucking woke piece of shit, but this right here, when I first played this game, I thought, sorry, wait, what? Yeah, you're just going to show it like that. You're just going to be like, this guy's got his fucking chest absolutely hacked apart. I'm like, what? There's so many things about this game that I just like. Just another thing, this bitch later on, okay, later on, and I'll speak about it later on. She's going, I'm not here to hurt you, I'm here to protect you, I'm here to do all these things, don't worry, don't be frightened, da 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 da. And she's pointing a gun at you the whole fucking time. Pretty much the whole time, before she then becomes, I don't know, partially human in her interactions. It's just, oh my god, it's just fucking, I don't know, man, there's so many things I'm about to destroy about this game that just, I don't even know why I'm playing it again. In fact, I do know. I look back and I thought, oh, there's trophies here, maybe I can learn more about the game, and maybe it's not as fucking garbage as I thought it was. But again, this whole checkpoint thing, not having any checkpoints at all, just really gets my goat. Really fucking gets my goat, man. At least we get to see this gorgeous looking creature's face a lot, because she's almost like an anime character in a way. She's kind of like, what's that fucking anime they made into a thing? I can't remember what it's called. Fuck, it's eluding me right now. But yeah, it's kind of like, she looks like an anime character. Like, her eyes are so big, and I mean, she's so anime, really. So far, that's the only positive I've got to say about this game. It's just she's fucking easy on the eyes. But another thing is like, how old is she? We don't establish any real, that like how old is she? We understand she was young. How old was she when, just a bit of context, a little bit of context, just even little plugs of context would be at least developing something to some extent. Like, I mean, it's just so on the nose and in your face and told a certain way that it's almost just like pressures you. And it's like, I guess the design is to make you think a lot. But then you don't really have to think a lot about what you're being shown. Not really. I mean, anyone with half a brain can tell that it's like, if you are in this situation, how can you trust anyone for starters? How can you establish a character that you care about when all you're seeing is like disturbing shit and kind of, there's no real intrigue other than the fact that she's been through something. She's having dreams. She's having all these episodes. She's very deep in trying to understand what the fuck's going on. But at the same time, she's like, why is she in this house on her own? Okay, for starters, she's in this place on her own. There's no establishment as from what happened to then now. It's just so disconnected and fucking, the story's so garbage. I'm sorry, but it's fucking garbage. Okay, that last comment I made was a bit mean. Okay, there's so much you could do with this. There's so many positives that are embedded in the story that could be good. It's almost like for the sake of narrative, they tell it in such a way that it just, it alienates you from the character and alienates you from the scenes that are happening, alienates you from the situation, the awareness of what's happening. It doesn't tell a story
I promise I'll give it back.
That's good in the sense of there's so much potential here. And I was in love with Until Dawn. I played that game fucking so many hours because it had me. I was hooked from the beginning as well. And it wasn't about using celebrities. It was about the way they told the story, the interactive quality of it. You know what I mean? And anyone who's played that game would understand what I mean.
The hand belonged to a Count Jahar. He worked at Delphi House. I believe you visited there with your father.
My dad worked there.
I go back to this again. So,
Found us.
this guy's apparently a police officer,
Along with a
right?
man called Lucien
Again, the
Fells.
situation would benefit so much more if we understood why she is where she is, how that happened, it's...
Look.
He says about how...
Watch over at Delphi House. Protection details.
Yeah, see, taking her to this place.
From there. Right now.
Excuse me, sorry about that. It just seems so absurd. I can understand people are probably going to be saying stuff like, she's on her own, she's just been sent a hand to her door and stuff like that, but she needs to be taken somewhere away from anything relating to what's going on. Not take her straight to the place, that's in connection to what's happening. I mean, how absurd is that?
They're probably out for a smoke. Wait here. I'll go check. ERiCA, what are you doing? I told you to wait.
I saw something. Some girls threw away masks.
I'll check it out. Maybe it was some kind of therapy. Come on, let's go back inside. Don't worry, we'll find someone to get you settled in. It'll be okay.
Someone's here. Okay. Gotta go. Bye.
Sergeant Blake. I called this afternoon. I'm supposed to meet Dr. Ballard.
I can only apologise. I'm all a bit nervous here. Sergeant Blake, I'm Rosa Ballard. I suppose you already know the Chief Inspector?
Sir, this is ERiCA Mason.
I'm sorry we're meeting in such difficult circumstances. Is there anything we can do to make you feel at home? Is there anything we can do to make you feel at home?
Come on. I'll show you the way. I suppose you don't remember me. I worked with your father.
I used to look after you when you were little. I remember you'd run around the basement looking for ghosts.
Anyway, this is you. You might recognize it.
Mr. Steinbeck, the night manager, will be downstairs if you need anything.